Sarah Atwood is no longer in the picture. Will Jamie finally lose his mind without her? Or how long will it take until the cops find out that he was an accomplice in his father's death? All of that and more will be revealed in the next episode of Yellowstone Season 5, and honestly, I can't wait. Paramount really took a wild turn with Sarah's death in the show, because that leaves our cunning Jamie out in the open. Since Beth and Casey already suspect, or may even know, that he played a role in John Dutton's death, it appears Jamie's downfall is near. But while Yellowstone Season 5 Episode 11 gave us some clarity and closure, it also left a lot of questions unanswered. For example, who killed Sarah Atwood, and why does Rip look so mad in the teaser? Will Beth figure out a way to save Yellowstone, and how will John Dutton's funeral go down? We'll explore and answer all of those questions today as we break down the Episode 12 teaser. Before I start the preview, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world and helps me keep creating content you love. If you're as invested in the Yellowstone story as I am, don't forget to leave a like, it really helps. Now, without further delay, let's start our preview. The last episode of Yellowstone delivered two major shocks: Sarah's sudden death and a haunting flashback to John's final moments. Sarah's demise leaves Jamie completely exposed, robbing him of his strategist and throwing his plans into chaos. Meanwhile, John's decision to put the Dutton land in a conservation trust has sparked a fierce fight, with Jamie and Governor Rawlings determined to undo it. Beth, fueled by her father's legacy, is ready to strike, especially now that Jamie has lost Sarah's support. So, the next episode will likely be the saddest episode of Yellowstone so far, but it is also chaotic. The teaser kicks off with a phone call to Casey, where a mysterious man drops this bombshell: "Your brother is refusing to cooperate." Does that surprise you? Casey's calm but telling response, "Not really," immediately sets the tone. The implication is clear: Jamie is digging his heels in, likely in his fight against Beth and the rest of the Dutton family. But the real question here is, cooperate with who? Are we talking about law enforcement? A political ally? Someone else entirely? From there, the teaser jumps to a shot of Jamie in his office, frantically gathering papers. This isn't the confident, scheming Jamie we've seen recently. This is someone who knows the walls are closing in. And judging by the dialogue in the preview, they are. Casey tells Beth that police are circling Jamie, and this is all going to come to a head really quickly. It looks like Jamie might finally be under investigation for something. Perhaps his involvement in Sarah's schemes, or even John's death. Now, Beth's reaction to this is exactly what you'd expect from her. She's not relieved, she's worried. Why? Because Beth knows Jamie better than anyone, and she lays it all out. If they arrest Jamie, he will sing every secret our father ever had. He will ruin this family's name to save his own. And honestly, she's probably right. Jamie has always been a survivor, and if saving himself means exposing the Dutton family's darkest secrets, he won't hesitate. This tension between Beth and Jamie has been building for seasons, and it feels like we're finally nearing the breaking point. Beth's hatred for Jamie is deeply personal, and she's made it clear that her ultimate goal is to see him dead. A prison sentence won't cut it for her. She wants revenge, plain and simple. She wants Jamie to suffer and to ensure that she's the last person he ever sees. That kind of grudge isn't going to dissolve quietly, and it raises the stakes for what's coming next. Next in the teaser, we see Beth walking outside with a large brown box in hand. What's inside? It's unclear. Another clip shows her tending to Carter, who appears to be injured after a horse altercation teased in an earlier preview. And then there's Rip, frustrated and tossing a glass of alcohol into a fireplace, a symbolic moment that suggests his patience might finally be running out. There's more too. Lloyd is shown riding a horse, Carter is seen running in the barn, and Rip looks visibly worried while on horseback. These small moments might seem disconnected now, but you can bet they'll tie into the larger story as we move forward. Maybe something is happening to Beth, which is why Rip is so frustrated. It's tough to tell because you rarely ever see stoic Rip so bothered and angry. The final moments of the teaser are the most intriguing. An unknown person is seen closing a menacing black briefcase. What's inside remains a mystery. We then cut to Casey, dressed in a hoodie and walking toward a black car. From earlier previews, we know he might be hiding a weapon or some other critical item. In the teaser's final scene, Casey says something chilling. "You should be scared. I know everything." That line is enough to send shivers down your spine. Who is he talking to? Jamie? Someone else? I'd put my money on it being Jamie, mostly because I paused the teaser and you can see the outline of an ear that looks just like Jamie's in the driver's seat. Casey's quiet demeanor has always masked a deeper intensity, and it looks like we're about to see him step into a more decisive, dangerous role. His military background and connections will play a key role in this plotline as we see Casey in a new light. With the investigation of John's death reopened, Sarah Atwood would have been the only person who could have led the police to this mysterious agency. It's likely that these people had her killed to save their name. I mean, what else do you expect from people who kill for a living? Not kindness, most certainly. She sure knew it at the end of episode 11 when she spiraled and was a frantic maniac trying to save her tail. I'm also curious about the secrets Beth is worried Jamie might spill to the police. Her single line in the preview suggests that the Dutton siblings could end up taking matters into their own hands to prevent an investigation and still get their revenge. I mean, surely Casey wasn't hiding a bouquet of roses under that hoodie and suitcase. We know he's been in contact with an ex-military friend who could easily take Jamie out of the picture. So, it's safe to assume we won't be getting a simple ending where Jamie confesses his crimes on the witness stand and spends the rest of his life in prison. What happens next is still unclear, but we do know that John Dutton's funeral is on the horizon. Given the way the story is unfolding, it's likely that the entire episode 12 will revolve around the funeral and the aftermath of his death. This monumental event will not only bring the Dutton family together, or what's left of it, but also serve as a major turning point for each character. With all the turmoil between the siblings, especially the tension between Beth and Jamie, the funeral could act as the backdrop for some explosive confrontations. John's death has already sparked a series of power struggles, and his funeral will likely amplify those tensions. While Beth has been openly gunning for Jamie, and Casey has been dealing with his own internal battle over his future, the funeral could provide the setting for old wounds to be reopened. This is the moment where the Dutton legacy, everything John fought for, will be on full display, and each character will have to decide where they stand within it. As we gear up for these final 3 episodes, one thing is clear: the stakes have never been higher. Jamie's back is against the wall, Beth is more determined than ever, and Casey seems ready to take matters into his own hands. Add to that the looming questions about John's legacy and the ranch's future, and you've got a recipe for an explosive conclusion. So, what do you think? Will Jamie finally face justice, or will he outmaneuver his siblings yet again? Will Beth get the revenge she's been craving, or will her plans backfire? And what exactly is Casey planning? Let me know your theories in the comments and stay tuned, because this ride isn't over yet. And finally, make sure you hit that subscribe button to support the modern cowgirl. If you are as excited about the next episode as I am, keep your notifications on because I will be posting a detailed recap of episode 12 when it airs.